Ark 2, the elusive new game that Wildcard is said to be releasing. But when? And what does the future of Ark 1 hold? My predictions for the future of Ark is that we will get one more DLC with some new items and at least one new dino. Now, while the DLC will be there to give us more fun content, it will most likely be testing Ark 2 mechanics to see how the community likes them and any issues that may need to be addressed. They seem to have started doing this with Genesis 2 and Survival of the Fittest. We should also expect Wildcard to give us a Valentine's and Easter event. But what about Ark 2? Isn't it supposed to release spring of 2023? Well, maybe, but that is very unlikely at this point. There are no gameplay videos out on Ark 2 to tease us and no new trailers. Generally, a few months before a game comes out, we want to start releasing trailers and gameplay footage to showcase that you have a good game and to get players excited to pick up a copy. Look at the new Hogwarts game, after all. Now, Wildcard has never been one to release much info and sometimes none at all before launching a DLC, so maybe that's the way that we'll be with Ark 2 as well. The benefit to this method is it reduces the number of players on the server at the beginning, allowing Wildcard to fix server issues and add servers as needed, then relying on word of mouth and content creators to drum up business for them. It is possible that Ark 2 will release this spring, but I am predicting that Ark 2 will release into early access sometime around July. But the kicker will be, unless Microsoft allows early access games on the Xbox, Ark 2 will only be on PC during the initial release of early access. If we recall, Ark 1 was in early access for 2 years. Now, with their Microsoft deal, I doubt Wildcard can have Ark 2 in early access for that long. We would probably be looking at 3 to 6 months of early access before the official launch. Now, have you ever taken vacation time from work for a DLC launch? Let us know in the comments below. I know quite a few people, myself included, that would schedule time off for DLC launches only to have the launch pushed off until the breaks were over. As more DLCs came out, Wildcard got better at releasing closer to time, though. Should we expect this in the future for Ark 2? Definitely. So whenever the actual release date for early access is given, just be careful about planning time off, as it will most likely be delayed between 3 days to 3 months. Usually it's only delayed about 2 weeks, but you never know. Now, there are rumors and posts about Ark 2 potentially being free when it first launches, and that Snail Games is going to force a pay-to-win system on Ark 2. Is this myth or real though? With Snail Games getting into the metaverse and trying to get NFTs along with other monetizations on games they publish, a lot of Ark fans are worried they will force this on Wildcard and make Ark 2 pay to win. Why am I mentioning Snail Games? For those that do not know, Snail Games bought Wildcard a while back. Exactly how the contract of the acquisition was written, I'm unsure of. Snail Games seems to let Wildcard be and do their own thing with Ark, so will they interfere with Ark 2 in hopes of pumping out extra cash? It is unlikely that Wildcard be forced to add pay-to-win features to Ark 2. That said, we could still see a shop with microtransactions for fun things that will have no real impact on the game. We could see skins for weapons, armor, and storage boxes, dinos, etc. pop up in the marketplace. This would actually be a good thing for Wildcard and players alike. The current system requires Wildcard to create DLCs and to resell Ark to the same players over and over to make their money. With a system in place to sell skins, Wildcard would have motivation to create fun and exciting skins and keep new ones coming. Of course, they could still have some free skins as well they earn in-game just like Ark. Pay to win is extremely unlikely to be part of Ark 2. But what about Ark 2 being free at launch? Well, that depends on your definition of free. Ark 2, at some point, will come out on the Microsoft Game Pass, allowing Xbox owners to play it on Xbox or PC for a monthly fee. This fee includes all games on the Game Pass, so some feel this means free. Now, on day 1, Ark 2 will most likely be available via Steam and maybe Unreal, but not Game Pass. The reason for this is Ark 2 is supposedly going into early access first. Generally, Microsoft does not allow for early access games as they do not meet their standards. This is speculation though. Microsoft may have a deal with Wildcard for early access, but I wouldn't count on it. Also, if you're a PlayStation player, the year of Xbox exclusive will most likely not start until Ark 2 officially releases outside of early access. Games do not stay on the Game Pass either, so at some point, players with Game Pass will have to purchase Ark 2 to keep playing it. So, after shelling out monthly fees to play Ark 2, now players have to pay full price for it when it gets taken off the Game Pass. So no, Ark 2 will not be free. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.